What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, and I am back. You are back. Together, we are back for another day, another Friday, another start to the weekend, another player prop talk live stream here on the channel. Hit that like button on your way in. Means a ton, helping the channel get bigger every single day. As always, I hope this live stream finds you all doing well and in good spirits. We got a pretty fun show ahead of us today. Start calling this a show. It's weird calling it a show, but it's kind of evolving into a show and a live stream. So slightly adjusting the format, but we got a fun show. We got player props to talk about. We have injury news, turds of the day, plays of the day. Baseball is back. Got some MLB player props we can dig into for sure. New changes to the Discord. A lot of work being put into the Discord as we've now transitioned into a premium Discord. We'll get into what all that means for you here in a couple of minutes, but yeah, excited for the weekend, excited for baseball being back, adding another major sport. I think this is the first weekend since the NFL season ended that we got two major sports going into a weekend. You know, they don't usually overlap that much, but we got for the next at least month and a half, baseball and NBA and a little bit of hockey too. So got a lot of major sports. Appreciate this now, because in the months of July and August, when we were digging for League of Legends plays and WNBA plays, you're gonna miss these days where we got all these sports to talk about. What is going on, Alien? Ryan, good morning to you. JR, what is good? Let's get it back today. Carrie, what is up? Good morning. All right, let's get this going. Per usual format, over 10% of the U.S. population dies in their sleep. I don't know how they die. They just do. But you didn't, and you're here. You're on the right side of that percent. So #bless. Value your day accordingly as we get moving and grooving with this protected play that we got going on for Friday. I don't think it's been released on PrizePicks as of yet. We usually get an email letting us know that protected play is up and ready to use. So keep your eyes out in your promos tab for that protected play. But we'll go over some player props anyway. Hopefully hopefully before the stream ends, we have that protected play given to us, and you find some plays that you like on the stream. You can build a slip out, or just take what you want, leave the rest behind, as I always say. Boom. All right. Turds of the day. Morbid start to the show. As always, you know, we start off with the death percentage stat, and then we go right into turds. So we go turds and then death, or death and then turds, and then we sprinkle a little bit of injury news on top of that, and we got ourselves a hell of a start to the morning. But turds of the day. Only 2 games going on in the NBA yesterday. Not a whole lot of action in the NBA. I think what they did was purposely gave the stage to the MLB games, being that it was opening day, and usually you don't have too many sports overlapping on opening day for a particular sport. So now today we got a full slate of games in both MLB and NBA. Anybody have a turd, MLB turd, or an NBA turd, or a League of Legends turd, or whatever turd you got? Throw it in the chat. Chris Middleton. Yeah, Chris Middleton continues to, I feel like he's having the worst week of his professional career. I feel like every game he's played this season or this week has been terrible. His projections have been fantastic. His odds have been fantastic. His matchups have been good. And he has underperformed in every single one of those games. Yesterday was no different. Just a bad shooting night for him. The Milwaukee apologist or fan base, I hear a lot about Chris Middleton being the missing piece to their championship run, and that's the reason they lost to the Celtics the year before, and that's the reason they're not where they need to be, is because Chris Middleton isn't healthy. Well, he's healthy now, so I'd like to see him start doing something, because I keep picking his player props and he keeps dropping them. So Chris Middleton is definitely one of my turds of the day from yesterday. I didn't have Manny Machado. You know what? I'm throwing Manny Machado in there for my MLB turd over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Actually, I think it was hits, runs, and RBIs. It could have been total bases for him because he absolutely did nothing. I forget how hot and cold he runs in the MLB season. When he's cold, he is ice cold. When he's hot, he's top player in the league. Yesterday, he didn't do shit. So Chris Middleton, Manny Machado, those are my two turds of the day. JR says, turd of the day. Dude from San Diego State killed me. Needed 19. He got 18. Had 15 at the half and finished with 19. Oh, that's terrible. Ryan, you took Middleton's RA. What did I take on him? I took his PRA on Jock Market. A couple people in the Discord took his points, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He did finish with 14. He did finish with 14 RA. Bobby Portis also. Bobby Portis played 16 minutes yesterday, 5 personal fouls. He matched his points with personal fouls. That's never a good thing because the most points you can score is 6 in that scenario. He scored 5 points. Not a good day for him. What's going on, Divine? Good morning to you. Got a play mixed with baseball from last night. Need Lakers to win. Oh, nice. It's still going. Oh, good luck on that. For sure, for sure. Sleeper gave us a discount and he hooked it at, oh, okay, RJ Davis. Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha, Insanity. What's up? Good morning to you. All right. We got Middleton. We got RJ Davis. We got Manny Machado. Maybe Bobby Portis. Let's move on. Let's get off the turds and let's talk about some injury news. In the NBA for March 29th, much larger injury report today than yesterday with just 2 games on the slate. But we know that Rashawn Holmes was a nice turd on Wednesday. No live stream on Thursday, so I didn't see you guys yesterday. But Rashawn Holmes on Wednesday was what a dud. What a dud game. And I didn't see on the injury report or anything that Marvin Bagley was back. That would have been helpful before putting Rashawn Holmes in my slips. I didn't see any update on Marvin Bagley, but he was back, and I definitely cut into a lot of his playing time. Kamara is now out as well in Portland. We have the big one doubtful is SGA. So you guys want to roll with Giddey? We'll look at Giddey's props today if you want. There's his points look very good. Well, they did at least look good at 14.5. Probable today, Jimmy Butler, DSJ, and Kevin Love. The Heat are starting to get a little healthier, getting in closer to the postseason. And then just a huge Q tag list here, headlined by AD and Luka. And of course, LeBron is always on the Q tag list. But you see that large name list of names there. Mitchell, Edwards, Gobert. I'm not going to read all these names. There's a ton of names on this list. But there's your injury report for March 29th at 9:10 a.m. This will surely change. Make sure you keep your eyes out. A lot of those Q tags will get moved to probable or doubtful. So just make sure we're all up to speed on the injury news. All right. And we move on to some NBA play. Well, not just NBA players. I need to change that slide to just today's plays now that MLB is back in full swing. No pun intended, or maybe a little pun intended there. But yeah, we got some plays to talk about. I'm going to switch it up a little bit today. So as we transition into the premium Discord here, by the way, the original free Discord is still up and running, but it won't be up and running for very long. But I'm using that announcements channel in that Discord to communicate with everybody, providing the link to the new premium Discord. There is a freemium section in the new Discord, tons of information for you to still take advantage of. And if you want to take it a step further, You can join premium. All the information is there for you, though. Learn how to do it, what payments are accepted, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about that on the live stream, but just want to direct you to where all that information is if you have any interest in that. Also, over the next few days through Sunday, all current members of the Discord, whether you've been with us for 30 days or 90 days or whatever, all get a discount price. We can lock that discount price in for the premium Discord. Once that window is closed, we can't go back on it. So if you have any interest in joining, do it at a discount price. Do it at a discount price. Speaking of discount prices, there is my promo code for props.cash. We use props.cash to break down every single player prop we talk about here on the stream. Thanks 25, receive 25% off your first month over on props.cash. Let's get into some plays for today. So taking these plays from the Discord today, from a few of our providers in there, giving them their recognition here. We got Freddie Peralta over 15 pitching outs. That's playable on Underdog now. Jalen Duren's over 13.5 rebounds and assists. This one got bumped up, but when we wrote it up, when we put it in the Discord at 7 a.m. this morning, that's the line it was at. And then Scoot Henderson, 19.5 points. Wrote him up personally. That's my play right there. He is our write-up of the day at 19.5 points. I mentioned in the write-up this was going to get bumped down, and it did. Now it's at 18.5. So then I posted in the free section of the Discord that you can switch over to his PRA, and then that gets bumped down to 27. So just to show you, when these plays get put in the Discord, they are being put in the Discord pretty early in the day with plenty of time to play them. And once they bump, they bump. But by the time they bump, they have been out, and we have been talking about them for a few hours. So just to show you that the value there is being locked in pretty early. Cheat sheet is also provided in the freemium section of the Discord. We do provide a cheat sheet there, plus EV plays and a write-up. But all the plays, all the information is in the premium section. But here are a few plays taken from the Discord from our providers. I like all these plays. I like the bumps too. Well, I don't like playing the bumps, but I like the fact that these are moving, and we locked in that value. Makes me feel good that we're on the right track with these. As you know, anything can happen in sports, but hopefully these work out for us and we can sweep the board. We almost swept our free picks yesterday. We went 5-1 in our free cheat sheet yesterday. So hopefully we can sweep it today, get us closer to that sweep. All right. That's a lot. That's a lot of talking. That's a lot of intro. That's a lot of stuff that I don't normally talk about on a live stream, but there are a lot of changes going on with the Discord and how we do business there. Super important that I communicate that to you all and that you understand it. If you have any questions about any of that, DM me and we will answer. I will personally answer all your questions and help you get set up with all the right answers. All right, let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the player prop portion of today's show. So if you're new to the channel, number one, hit that like button. Appreciate it. Number two, engage in the chat. Throw a question in the chat. If you're new to the chat, let me know in the chat and I'll make sure I bump up your question to the top. Make sure I don't miss that. But you got questions, we got answers. We go over player props. We typically run through about 35 player props, 35 player props every single live stream. We try to cover as many of them as possible. By the end of this live stream, you should definitely have a better idea of what you want to do with your slips, or maybe I've even given you some ideas to add to your slips. But hey, if you don't like what we talk about here, just play what you like, leave the rest behind. It's that simple. No need to force any plays in that you don't like. And we move on. What is going on, Ashley? That was one of Ashley's plays. The Peralta play was Ashley's play. Our first lady of the premium Discord. Actually, our first lady of the Discord in general. I don't think we had a female member in our Discord prior to Ashley joining. So she's holding some royalty there. She's making history in the player prop Discord. What is up, Damian? GMAC. GMAC. I gotta show some love to GMAC. GMAC was our first member signed up yesterday for the premium Discord. He was on my ass. He's like, can I do it? Is it time? Can I do it? I don't want to miss it. And he was the first one to sign up. So I appreciate you, G Money, in the Discord, as he's known as. All right. Let's get this going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's kick things off. Turdiest turd of the day. I just saw Insanity's message. Turdiest turd of the day. It's got a nice ring to it. Ryan Davis says sleeper discounts suck. Yeah, man. Unless they're the 0.5 discounts, which are pretty much locks. Right? Anytime you get a 0.5 promo, those are locks. Oof. Anytime you get just a discount on a player prop, it's still not like. It's still, it still could fail. I hate that. All right, let's do this. First player props that I see on the board today are from Divine. Let's pull up Kuzma's points at 22.5. I do personally like this play. This is something I was looking at earlier this morning. Let's see. Duran points. We're going to come back to a few of these. Divine, I want to make sure I get everybody else's play in there. If we got an open spot when I'm done with this, I'll roll back up and throw one of these other ones in there for you. AD, 17.5 rebounds and assists. I think Mookie was also looking at his rebounds today as well, but she actually put it in the chat. Rebounds, yeah. She said she liked it at first, but not having the same vibe on it right now. So let's pull up his rebounds at 14.5, and let's see what we're dealing with here. And then we can also look at his rebounds and assists. Insanity. We can look at both of those on props.cash. Let's see here. Jared McCain over 20.5 PRA. I immediately thought of John McCain. It's just funny how I literally just wrote John McCain. I literally just wrote John McCain. No, Jared McCain. Dude, if John McCain was playing college basketball, we'd have some issues in the world. Some good ass coffee. Good fluffy ass coffee. Queen Mookie in the building. Yeah. Let's see here. Knuckles, what is up, man? Good morning. Somebody send me a friend request on Discord and invite me to the cord. Actually, real quick, let me just throw in the invite to the premium Discord. When you're gonna have to like copy and paste that. It's not a hyperlink. But when you get to the premium Discord, you'll immediately see all the freemium section, like everything that we offer, just at no cost. It's a ton of shit too, and it's gonna keep growing. And then you'll see the learn more tab that you can actually read about the next steps, and then just shoot us a question. You can at me or any of the providers in the Discord. But if you just want to at me, then I can help you out for sure. Just reading. Oh, Damien, Zach Edie. Is it Eddie or Edie? 22 viewers on the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit that like button on your way in. If you absolutely don't like the content, then just hit it again on your way out and be done with it. But at least while you're here, hit that like button. Really means a lot. 50.5 fantasy score. Holy shiitake. Over? We going over on this one? All right, we'll look that one up. We are very friendly. We are actually. We are. We have a pretty positive, we have a very, very positive vibe in the Discord. Very, very positive, supportive. That's super important to me, to create an environment that is very supportive and just not friendly, just good. We're just good. We're just good old folks in the Discord that want to help out and make money, right? So, all right. We're going to roll back up and take a couple of extra from Divine since he wanted to know about a few extra. So let's throw in now. Chino wrote up Duran's P or his RA. I should probably get into the right league. I didn't look at his points though. His PRA, however, was looking pretty good at 28.5. That's been bumped up to 29. All right, let's look at his points here. Let's look at his points. And this LeBron assist one was also catching my eye earlier. Is he not on a board? Did I just butcher his name? No, LeBron's not on the board. Am I missing something here? I did not see any news about him sitting. He's questionable, but he's always questionable. All right, we got 5 player props on the board. Steph points at 24. All right, cool. Here's what we got. We got Kuzma points, Davis rebounds. We're going to double check on this one. We're also going to look at his rebounds and assists. We got Jared McCain, not John McCain, over his fantasy. Is it fantasy score? Did I click the right one for Jared McCain? PRA, 20 PRA. Okay. I should probably put the right one on because as we screenshot these and put them in the Discord. Now, I will be sharing these screenshots in the freemium section of the Discord as well. So if you happen to miss a play, I'll post these in the freemium section as well as the premium section. All right, let's get the right prop in there. Let's take his fantasy score. I tell you what, though, if you like the over on his PRA, if everything looks good, then you could consider his fantasy score. We'll look at his turnovers and see his blocks and steals and how those work out. Curry points, Duran points. We got McCain PRA and Eddy 50.5 fantasy score. All right, we got a lot to go over here. 925. Let's see if we can get this done within the next 7 or 8 minutes. It'll require me to shut the fuck up sometimes and just stick to the points. If you've never seen props.cash in real time before, you were in for a treat. We use it in every single live stream. You get to see it used in real time. If you have any questions about it, hopefully seeing it being used in real time answers those questions. And if you like what you see, you want to give it a spin, use that promo code PIKKIT25 to receive 25% off that first month. We're just going to start in order in which the games are presented to me. Let's take a look at Curry's points at 24.5. He is minus 115 to go over, 111 to go under. I believe this is going to be on FanDuel. As we look at DraftKings, that I also like the under slightly. Caesars, all of these books are giving it juice to the under and over. So you're not really getting any number that is just, you know, screaming that you have to play this play. So let's dig into it and see if we can find something out here. Now, over his last 10 games, he's gone over this in 50%. Games against the Charlotte Hornets. I always feel like I don't know where I made this stat up or what, but I always feel like he crushes Charlotte because his dad used to play for the Hornets, and he's just like, you know, that's my dad's old team. I don't know. But then I look at these game logs and they only go back a couple of years, and I feel like maybe I just made that stat up. I don't know. This game is on the road, so we'll take a look at Curry's games over his last 10 on the road. And it is identical. So 50% hit rate over his last 10. And he's giving you a 40% hit rate over his last 5. Is Draymond Green out for tonight? He got ejected, but did he get a suspension? Is he at that point right now where he's had so many ejections that now he has to sit games? That's a thing, right? Where was it like 10 ejections or something? Or is it flagrant fouls? Do you have to sit a game? So He's only projected for 20.5 points today, which seems a little low. I don't see him on the injury report. Man, this one is not looking as good as I thought it was going to look. We often see this. We saw it with Anthony Edwards the other day. Remember talking about Anthony Edwards' points against the Pistons and how teams like that don't really need their superstars to come out. I want to pull the trigger on those points when he's up against a better team because he's needed on the floor more. And he had pretty lackluster night. I don't know if the Warriors are in a position to like take their foot off the gas pedal right now. So I would assume they come out here and just try to stomp these dudes out. But his numbers just aren't looking all that great in terms of his point projection. The matchup is there, I will say. We know his upside. We know his ceiling is there as well. So you have that going for you. I wish we were having better odds. But the odds are not terrible. You know, yes, you're getting juice to the under, but you're still getting split odds here on PointsBet. I mean, slight positive odd here on BetMGM. I think you can take a shot on this one with Curry at 24.5, not 23. But I wish this one was just looking better. I wish we could make a better case for it. It just looks a little muddy to me, to be honest. All right, let's look at Anthony Davis rebounds, and we'll look at his rebounds and assists today versus the Indiana Pacers. They just played each other. So let's take a look at his rebounds. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be hammering the over on this one because they're going to look at his last game against Indiana and just say, hey, this is what he did before. He's going to do it again. Unfortunately, that is not always the case in sports, but it is the case sometimes. So is it going to be the case today? Well, minus 130 odds to the under on his rebound, sitting at 14.5. And then you take a look at his lines across the industry. You have DraftKings, BetMGM, and PointsBet all seeing this at minus 130 with plus 100 odds to go over. And then minus 130 on FanDuel. Ooh, all these books do not like this play for the over. That is a sweep across the board. Projected for 14. So he's projected for the hook. One game this year, just recently played, he goes over. Can't deny his you cannot deny his last 5 games have been phenomenal. His last 10 games, large due to this 5-game stretch here or 4-game stretch, but 50% hit rate. Then you have these games where he's just kind of coming in under, not giving you a whole lot. One thing we can also do after looking at the odds and game logs and all that is just take a look at what centers have done versus Indiana in terms of rebounds. So what we're looking for here is how many starting centers have gone over rebounding prop, and then how many centers have actually gone over this particular line for Anthony Davis. So Vucevic has gone over, Drummond went over, Zubac clears it, Anthony Davis clears it, Duren does not go over, Duren hooks it, and then we go way down here. We have Day'Ron Sharpe who clears it, Vooch clears it, Holmgren clears it with 13, and Wendell Carter clears it with 15. So only other center to clear that 14.5 rebounding line is Wendell Carter Jr. But you're seeing a lot of centers who are clearing their line, but they're damn near doubling up their line. Like, look at that. He clears it by 5. He clears it by 8. Clears it by 4. So you're seeing a lot of centers not just hit their line, but they're going above and beyond. So the upside for Davis is there. I'm not really sure why this one is getting such terrible odds. Maybe it just comes down to him on the year not being a 14 rebound per game guy. And the books are viewing this as just way inflated, overinflated, maybe inflated due to his last game. Let's take a look at his rebounds and assists. Maybe we have a better number there for his rebounds and assists. So sitting at 17.5, looking at his last 10 games, Anthony Davis has gone over this in 3 straight games, but 4 out of 10. So his last 5 look way better than his last 10. That is PRA. There you go. Even better. Last 4 games he's gone over. Last 4 games he's gone over this line. Last 10 games he's gone. That looks a ton better than what we just saw. So 60% hit rate, 80% hit rate, head-to-head against the Pacers. 2 out of the last 3 games he's gone over this line. Projected for 17.28, but he's projected for the hook. Let's take a look at these odds. Now we're getting slightly better odds. Our points bet is split here. FanDuel does like the under, but by a smidge. DraftKings, BetMGM see it identically, and then Caesars likes it under as well. So Anthony Davis is getting a ton of hate on the books, but this to me, his rebounds and assists look like they're in a better spot to go over than his rebounds. That's my opinion. There's more upside. There's more wiggle room for him to get the over in the event he doesn't have the best rebounding game. Over his last 5 games, Anthony Davis is averaging 3 assists. So Anthony Davis goes out there and gets you 14 on the dot and gets you 3 assists. Well, actually, even at that point, that wouldn't be enough. We need him to have either an above average game in terms of his assists, or we need him to go out there and get you 15 rebounds. Now that I'm thinking about this, if he doesn't get you 15 rebounds, that means he has to get you 4 assists. Over his last 10 games, how many times has he gotten you 4 assists? 5 games. It's possible. It's possible. I'd play lightly on these two, to be honest with you. There's just, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot here, and I don't know why. Is it because it's a road game? Maybe because they're on the road. I have no idea why. It's the same team, same matchup. All right. That's a lot of talk on Anthony Davis. Let's talk about Kyle Kuzma's points. 22.5. Against the Pistons. This game has playoff implications. No, I'm joking. It definitely does not have playoff implications. Fucking lottery implications. All right, so head-to-head, let's look at his last 10 games. So over his last 10 games, he's averaging 24 points, 70% hit rate, 80% hit rate, 25 points over his last 5 games. And head-to-head games, he has 2 games, only 1 game this year where he got you 21 points. Scratch that. Over his last 5 games overall, not just at home, but over his last 5 games, 21 points, 60% hit rate, 24. That's his last 10. And then head-to-head overall with the Pistons. Much better game logs here. What you saw before were home games. So this game is being played in the district. So home games look real good for Kuzma as well. Last 5 at home look a lot better than just his last 5 in general. So he's in a good spot to go over his points today. And this game is at home, so you like that. He is projected for 20. We're getting a lot of hooks on these projections. Let's not pay attention too much to the projections. It's close enough to where, you know, it's right there, right? If it were at 18, 19, I think I would say those projections were way off. I mean, this is in a ballpark. Split odds on FanDuel. DraftKings likes the under slightly. Caesars over slightly. BetMGM likes the under slightly, and then PointsBet. We are not seeing the best odds with these player props. I got to be honest with you. We're seeing a lot of muddy water here. So we have to make our own case for this because we're not going to get a lot of assistance from the other pieces of data. We like his last 5. We like his last 10 at home. We like his numbers against the Pistons overall, as he has had 3 games this season. He's gone over in 2 of those 3 games. I still like it, even though we're not getting the greatest odds. It's possible these odds start to like shift as the day goes on, but I still think this is a strong play. The matchup is there with the Pistons in terms of points allowed. They are bottom of the league in points allowed in the NBA. So there's still lots to like there. All right, we got Kuzma, Davis. We looked at Curry. We need to look at Jalen Duren. So we're going to look at his points today, sitting at 14.5. This one is at -120 to go over, -106 to go under on FanDuel. 3 games this year, 1 game over, 2 games under. Over his last 10 games, he has gone under this in 70% of these games. The last 5 games, not the best. We take a look at his projections today. He is projected for 12 points. However, the odds do like this. Every single one of these books is giving you heavier juice to the over. These projections are disgusting. What have centers done? What have they accomplished against the Wiz? Claxton gets you 17. Dayron gets you 8. Let's look for another center that got you double digits. Drummond gets you 10. 14 for Sabonis. Jock Landale gets you 10. 14 for Horford. These guys are just guys. Like, I love Al Horford, but he's old man Al now. He's not Al Horford from the Atlanta Hawk days. These dudes are putting it on the Washington Wizards. And these aren't like Mount Rushmore centers. Vucevic gets you 29. So you're seeing this production is super positive. If you're looking for the over on Jalen Duren, if you're bothered by the game logs, I would be too. Those are ugly. You do have the odds on your side, and you do have history versus this team in terms of centers versus this team having a lot of success. So you want to go with the over on that one. It does make sense. But as always, if you're not feeling a play, do not force it. Just skip it. There's 10 games, right? 10 games today. We don't need to go in forcing plays and shit. All right, who's the first player we're looking at? So we're looking at this dude's fantasy score 50.5. All right. So we can't look at fantasy score on Cash. What we can do is we can just break it down by the projections, or we can break it down by the odds. So let's look at his projections first of all. So we're looking for 50 plus fantasy points today. 12 rebounds, that's 15 points. 2 assists, that's 3. That's 18. 18 plus 23 is 41. That's 41 right there. And then the rest of it would have to come from blocks and steals. We get a good indication of fantasy score. One thing you can do is look at the PRA. Now, his PRA and his fantasy score are separated by over 10, which is a huge jump. So when you see a number like this, he needs to get you 41. Minus 130 on DraftKings and consensus are telling you that he's not just going to get you 41. This is closer to 42, even 43. So if he's at 43 PRA, those blocks and steals come handy. I mean, you take a shot on the 50.5 fantasy score. I think it's in a good spot. As these tournament games get further, obviously the competition gets bigger. So now you're expecting better production, more minutes, better or stronger usage for some of these guys, because now it's getting serious. So you start to look at your stars on the team just like you would do in the playoffs in the NBA. No real difference there. But 50 is a huge number. That is a huge fantasy score number. In a lot of these games, he's getting you damn near 50 PRA. If he's getting you 47, 48 PRA, he's closer to 60 fantasy score. So that one looks good. That might just be a fun play to like track as the night goes on. All right. Who was the other one? Jared, not John McCain. So we're looking at his PRA at 20.5. And I said if we like this PRA, then we can possibly look to play his fantasy score because they're so close at 24.5 fantasy score, I think, and 20 PRA. So 70% hit rate in his last 10, 80% hit rate in his last 5. Obviously, these are tournament games. Let's take a look at his projection at 23. So if we look at these projections across the board, let's see if we can get close to his fantasy score on just the major three. So 15 points here. We can round that up. We got 6.5 rebounds. We can round it up to 7. That's 8.2. That's 23.2 and 2 assists. That's 26.2. Minus some turnovers. If he turns the ball over 2 times, he's still over. And that does not include blocks and steals. I think his PRA, according to the game logs, looks strong. I wish we had better odds on this one. Sometimes with these college basketball players, you don't get the full range of books. You just get a few. I wish we had another book, three or four books total, but we work with what we got. Both of these books do not like the over on this one. So you got a decision to make. You like his last 10 and his last 5. You like the upside here, factoring in that this is now one step closer to cutting down the nets as these games move on. The competition gets better. So 20 feels a little low, in my opinion. But if you know something I don't, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I think this is in a good spot. And I think you could leverage his fantasy score also. If you feel he goes over his PRA, chances are he goes over fantasy score. All right. I think 6 up and 6 down. Damn. All right. Kuzma over. Davis, you know what? Under rebounds. Here's the thing with Davis again. If you like the over on his rebounds and assists, he absolutely has to get you 15 boards, because if he doesn't get you 15 boards and he gets you 14 or less, that means he has to make up the difference in assists. And Anthony Davis is not a 6-7 assist per game guy. So if he's not getting you 15 plus, it's going to be hard for him to get over that RA. Fantasy score for Edie. Jalen Duren points. Man, the game logs did not look good. The projections didn't look good, but the odds are suggesting that this is in play for the over. So we don't like those. We like it when it all lines up. Unfortunately, life doesn't do that all the time. Curry over points is not grading out well, but we have a lot of things to work with, especially the matchup against the Hornets. And then McCain. So these were a little tough. Like these plays were a little tough to make a case for the over, because we weren't getting a ton of data to support the over. We don't want to force anything in there. I wouldn't even be, I mean, if you even wanted to take the under on Curry's points, honestly, just based off what we saw. We have quite a few plays in here that were worthy of a coin flip. I wish we had better odds, but we just didn't in that round of player props. So let's screenshot these and let's get rid of them, and let's go and start a second round of player props. All right, what else did I miss? I'm just gonna scroll through. Let's see. Oh, Insanity, you don't think LeBron's playing? It's possible he sits. I mean, he's not even on the damn board. Hey, Damien. So talking about Zachary over here. Damien wrote him up in the Discord. There you go. Making a case. 35 people on the live stream. Appreciate y'all. Damn, 46 minutes. We've already been on the live stream for 46 minutes. We covered injury news. We covered Discord plays. We covered turds of the day. We just did our first round of player props. We did a lot in 45 minutes. Let's look up Miles Bridges. Rebounds and assists for Miles Bridges. Also his combo prop. If there is a combo prop today with him, if there is a combo prop with him and Draymond, those are fun. Where? There it is. 10.5. All right. Let's look up the Freddie. So the Freddie Peralta pitching outs is not on PrizePicks. It is on Underdog. However, let's see what is available on PrizePicks for Peralta. So you got his strikeouts. You got all three of his strikeout props. You have his fantasy score. $32 is kind of high. What we'll do is I'm just gonna throw his goblin strikeouts, and then we'll go to props.cash and we'll look up his pitching outs, and we'll dig into that one a little bit. GMAC wants to take a look at Tyler Kolek. 13 rebounds and assists. $13? Yeah. Damien says, I just find it funny that everybody talks about Draymond antics like this ain't what helped them win championships. Yeah. Like he's on the court, he's Draymond Green, but it's not. You're right. It's, if you think about it like that, we weren't really seeing a whole lot of that from him during the run, during the dynasty. A little bit, but I mean, not like this, man. Let's take a look at Harden. Well, except kicking Braun, that cost the one. Maybe that was at the start of it. Was that the start of Draymond's like physical reactions that started to like evolve into what we see today? You think that's where it started, or was it just that was just one of the things he did? I can't remember that far back, to be honest, in terms of when Draymond started becoming like demon Draymond. Who are we looking up? James Harden. James Harden under 13.5 rebounds and assists. Let's see. Shy, what's up, man? What's up, Shy? Says plotting on KD drop off, but over his 3.5 assist. You liking his 3.5 assist? That has to be on Underdog, right? He had 35 fantasy score in the first half last game. Kuzma, yeah. Got Wemby rebounds and assists. We're going over on that? We'll look at it and we'll figure it out. And then I think the Seth Rollins curps. What does Sabonis do to him? Like he pulled his jersey, or like he did something, right? He pulled. Draymond did something, and then Sabonis reacted, and just fucking like he just stomped in his chest, dude. That shit was. I thought that game. I thought, oh, he's getting kicked out the NBA. I was like, that's it. The fact that he came back was like that. The chance after chance after chance is crazy. All right, let's roll with these 5. We got Miles Bridges, RA. We'll look at Peralta's pitching outs, but I just have his strikeouts up there. I mean, this actually might be a good prop, the Goblin prop. We'll look at Kolek, rebounds and assists. We'll look at Harden's under rebounds and assists, and then we'll make a case for Wemby. 13.5 rebounds and assists. Let's go over to Props.cash. Let's pull up this Peralta play first. Then we'll go into the college basketball play, and then we'll end it with the NBA play since the other 4 are in the NBA. So let's pull up this Peralta play. And there he's right there. So I got his Goblin prop up there of 4.5 strikeouts. Keep in mind, all these game logs are from last year. There's not a whole lot to go on. We really won't be able to look at these game logs and create an accurate sample size until maybe week for pitchers, maybe after the 3rd start. But for batters, usually after the first week, we can start to create some sample sizes. But for Peralta, the strikeout prop of 4.5 is looking pretty good based off what we saw him do last season, and then his numbers against the New York Mets. 1 game last year, around this time last year, 7 strikeouts. Was that his first start? But we're looking at pitching outs today. So let's take a look at his pitching outs. So this is sitting at 15 over on Underdog. Now at 14.5, this was getting minus 210 to go over, which are just stupid odds. That's not going to be on PrizePicks or any other pick'em site. When we bump this up to 15, so when we bump this up to 15 over his last 10 starts, dating back to last August, he has gone over in 8, pushed once, and then under in 1. Odds for the 14.5. So at 15, these odds aren't going to be the same. But if you think about this, minus 199, minus 210 to go over 14.5. That's definitely 15. They're projecting 15 or more. At 15, that's within those projections. So at the very worst, based off these odds, he gets you only 15, which is 5 innings. So what you need from him today is to get you 5 innings and 1 out. So he has to pitch into the 6th inning. If he just goes 5 innings, that's 15 outs. And if he gets pulled, then he pushes. He has to go back out on the mound to pitch the 6th inning. Now, whether he finishes it doesn't matter. He just needs to get you 1 extra out to go over 15 pitching outs. So number 1, he has to limit runs. Number 2, he can't get rocked. He can't be giving up a bunch of hits and walking batters. He has to be kind of, efficient with that pitching time. If the Mets don't get to him, and if he's not loading the bases with walks and wild pitches and shit, 15 is a really strong number for him to go over. At 15.5, now you're pushing like, oh, wait, maybe I'll just go to another play. But this one looks good at 15. Let's take a look at this Tyler Kolek play. I think we're looking at the over 13 rebounds and assists for him as NC State versus Marquette tonight at 8:09 p.m. These start times are so funny. All right, so we got his number on PrizePicks at 13. That's going to give you consensus odds at 123 minus 125. So that is about as coin flippy as you get. Pick a side, any side. Now, his game logs tell you that 60% of the time he's going to go over this over his last 10. And last 5 games, he has been a bit better, giving you an 80% hit rate. His projection today is at 12.82. You're going to round that up to 13. That gives you a push. But at 12.5, DraftKings and FanDuel gave you the over at -140 and -150. When you see odds like that, that is not telling you that he gets you exactly 13. That is closer to 14. So even at 13, it still offers you the upside to take it. It is just so funny how quickly those odds shift from 140 and it goes up by 0.5, and all of a sudden it's an underplay. It's just so crazy to me. If you can find this at 12.5, that's the best line. I don't know where you can find it. A book. I don't think pick'em sites are going to have this at 12.5. But at 12.5, you play it. At 13, it's in play. At 13.5, I would say just pick another play. All right. Who do we got? Harden, Wemby, and Bridges. All right, let's go to the Charlotte Golden State game. Let's pull up Miles Bridges. Damn, we got some front office favorites in this game. Miles Bridges and Draymond Green. Oof. Model citizens, model students, front office favorites. Battle. I don't even know. Battle of the what? Battle of the, I can't even think anything clever. 10.5 rebounds and assists for Miles Bridges today. -120 to the over, 106 to the under. 4 straight unders. Games against the Golden State Warriors. Only one to look at. He crushes it with 14. And I want to say, what was it, like 10 of those were rebounds? 11 of those were rebounds. So he's getting it done with rebounds. First 5 games of this look great. Last 5 games, not so good. But you know his upside is there. He has it. He has it. He has that potential. He is projected for 11 rebounds and assists today. That is exactly what you need for him to get you the over. On FanDuel, you got the over. DraftKings likes the over, as well as BetMGM and PointsBet, all seeing it identically. They're all seeing it the same. Caesars 123, 111. So Caesars is giving you the most juice to the under, but all the odds to the over are pretty much on the same plane at -120 or higher. It's a good spot. Anything else from Miles Bridges we can look at? Sometimes his PRA is in play at 30.5 today. That does not seem like a large number for him. Odds are fine. Odds are almost the same as they were for his RA. Yeah, that one looks good. The rebounds and assists. All right, where are we going? Clippers, Magic. NBA Final Showdown. Wouldn't that be a disappointment to so many people? I mean, as much as people may want to see the Clippers win a championship, I don't know if they want to watch Orlando play in the finals. That would be a pretty sluggish game series, right? 2 slow teams, good defensive teams. Be like 80-75 final score games. James Harden, rebounds and assists. These are sitting at 13.5. Projections have him getting you 15 today. The odds also, no, there's no also here. Odds like the under. DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM, and PointsBet are giving you, all 3 of these are giving you heavy odds for the under with absolutely no juice to the over on PointsBet and Caesars. BetMGM is giving you a small amount of juice to the over, as is DraftKings and FanDuel. But all 5 of these books like the under James Harden, 13. rebounds and assists. Numbers against the Magic this season, he has 0. Let's look at these last 5 games, because it's hard to look at these numbers and be like, wait, we want to go under on this one. But look at this. So 2 games against Philly. Philly's a mess. They're not that same defensive team. Portland, 2 games against Portland and 2 games against Philadelphia, man. This is not like gauntlet of top tier teams in the NBA. Indiana, clearly the best team out of these 5 games, and he fails to do it in that game. Over his last 10, let's take a look at this. Houston shut him down, Minnesota shut him down, and Indiana shut him down. Atlanta, not a good defense. Portland, not a good defense. Portland, Philly. That leaves you Milwaukee and Chicago. I'm a little surprised that he got you 21 against Chicago, but when you factor out all the bottom tier teams in these game logs, there's not a whole lot left there. So you can make a case for the under despite the game logs you're seeing here. The odds also support the under, and the defensive matchup supports the under as well. But if you feel like he's on one and he's on a roll and you don't want to mess with that, then you're going to play the over on this one, or just stay away from it if you just don't trust these numbers. But from what I'm seeing, I think the under is in play. Last play is Victor Wembanyama. We're looking at his rebounds and assists. Now, I don't know what we're doing with this. Do we want to go over or under this one against the New York Knicks? This is a home game in San Antonio where all them big old women live. He ain't lying. I've only been to San Antonio like 7 times in my life. Charles Barkley's not lying. They don't eat churros like he does, but the rest of the shit he said was real. 13.5 rebounds and assists for Wemby. 8 out of his last 10 games, he's gone over this. Looking at his last 5 games, 80% hit rate. Now, his numbers against the Knicks, he does have 1 game this year where he got you 11 rebounds and assists. This is way at the beginning of the season. Projected for 15 rebounds and assists today. Look at these odds. Over on PointsBet, over on BetMGM. Caesars likes the under. DraftKings likes the under, but slightly less than Caesars. And then FanDuel likes the over. So 3 of these books like the over, 2 like the 1 likes the under, and then 1 is split. That's DraftKings. Matchup is terrible. New York Knicks are getting a little healthier now that Mitchell Robinson's in. You still have Hartenstein and Achua, so the front court remains pretty strong even without Randall in there. Mitchell is not on the injury report, so I was curious to see if he was sit out this next game. But from what I'm seeing, he's in. So I don't know. The odds look good. The game logs look fantastic. 5 and 10 games, and his projections look good. Yeah, you can definitely take the over on this one. Minutes for Wemby can also be a little tilting. Back-to-back games of 30 or less, but then he did reel off 3, 4, 5, 6 straight games of 31 or more. In my opinion, he'll need every single one of those minutes to get the over tonight. Like if he gets hooked, or not hooked, if he gets pulled at 24, 25 minutes, it's going to be really, really tough for him to get you 14 rebounds and assists. He definitely needs his full 30. But outside of that being a thing, I think this is a good spot. And it's a home game, so if you want to take a look at what Wemby's done at home, dun, 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 no change there. However, over his last 10 home games, he's averaging 16.5 and 15. Compare that to 15.6 over his last 10. Last 5 look a little better. But 3 of those are home games. So he's in a good spot. Hopefully he gets his full run of minutes. And hopefully the Knicks don't beat their ass like they beat the shit out the Raptors. All right. I think that's it. Go Wemby over. We go under James Harden. We go over Kolek. Over Peralta pitching outs. You can also take a look at his pitcher strikeouts, which I think this is a super low number for him today against the Mets. And we like the over on Miles Bridges, 10.5 rebounds and assists today. You can also, oh, did I miss one? Who was that? That's it. Okay. You can also look to his PRA at 30. I think that's in play too. All right. Woo. What else we got? 39 viewers on the stream. Thank y'all for being here. Hit that like button on your way in. It means a ton. It means a ton. If you're new to the stream, throw it in the chat. Let me know you're new. I'll make sure I get to your question first. I'll bump it up. All right. What's up, Mel? Good morning. NBA made me retire for 2 weeks, but I'm back. Oh, nice. Yeah. Model Citizens promo incoming. Yeah. Oh man, PrizePicks should do PrizePicks should do a promo on that one. That'd be great. I'm sure their marketing team has some ideas. What's up, Paris? Good morning to you. Ashley also likes the Kyrie Irving 9.5 rebounds and assists. Let's clear this out. If you like Kyrie Irving's rebounds and assists at 9.5, he needs to get you 10. So he needs to get you 5 rebounds, and his assist line, he doesn't even have a regular assist line. But if you just want to do that reverse engineering, if he got you 5 rebounds, then that would be 5 assists also. Like if you just play the odds, he can obviously get you a different split than that. But that's kind of ideally what you would expect. 5 boards, 5 assists. But also, if you like the over on his rebounds and assists, Kyrie more than likely is not going to get you 10 assists alone. So he is going to rebound. You could also look to his rebounds at 4.5. Let's take a look at Pascal Siakam. Which one over on Pascal, RA or PRA? RA is at 11.5, and his PRA is what, 32? 34. Let's look at his RA. Let's take a look at Dinwiddie. Man. Damn, no Lakers on the board. Well, Anthony Davis is on the board, right? Yeah, 80's on the board. Dinwiddie's not on the board. Divine. LeBron's not on the board either. No LeBron, no Dinwiddie, so I can't look up those plays for you. Fox points at 25. Going right back to Fox. We could take a look at Lukity Duke. They dropped Lukity Duke's rebounds from 10.5 to 10. You still like the under on that one? PG 13 over 28 PRA. Anybody playing PG's blocks? He's on that streak. There it is. PG blocks. They didn't even demon it. They didn't even make it a demon play. They left it alone. So I'm surprised they didn't make, or not demon, a nerf. They didn't even make it a goblin. Shit, if this was a demon play, I'd play that all day long. Get the payout boost on something he can probably do in the first quarter. Let's see. All right, we got Kyrie, 9.5 rebounds and assists. Or his rebounds, you can look at Siakam's rebounds and assists. We'll take a look at Fox, Luka, and then we'll wrap it up with Paul George. All right. So we got Siakam in this game. Let's look at LeBron's assist. So not on PrizePicks. I don't know why it's not on PrizePicks. If he's on Underdog, then he's definitely not ruled out he's definitely not ruled out today. He's just not on Underdog. He's just not on PrizePicks. On Underdog, LeBron James has an 8.5 assists prop. 4 out of his last 5 games, he's gone over this. 8 out of his last 10, he's gone over this. He's averaging basically 10 and 9 in those games. Now, against the Pacers, one game this year, he had 10. He's projected for 8.51 assists. I don't even know what to do with that projection because you can't even round. I mean, you can round it up technically, mathematically, you can round it up, but Jesus. I mean, that is not the biggest margin there. But it's over and it's green. So let's roll with it. FanDuel likes it at -120. PointsBet likes it at, maybe this is why it's not on PrizePicks, because it's not available on all the books. It's possible that's the reason. I don't know why it's not available on all the books. But based off what we're seeing here, positive history, positive game against the Pacers last time, but he also has the 5 and 10 in game logs to back it up. The projections also back it up, and the odds do like the over. So you have all the data points checked on LeBron James, 8.5 assists. I think we're over the fear of taking this such at a high number because he's done it so often. We used to get his assist at 6.5. He's a different player than he was last year. He's obviously distributing the ball better, and his teammates are knocking down shots. So, yeah, you can definitely roll with this on Underdog at 11.5 for LeBron James. Spencer Dinwiddie's points. Dinwiddie's not even on Underdog, but at 5.5 points, if this is what the line is wherever it's being played on PointsBet FanDuel, it's getting at -136 to the over at 5.5. At 6.5, PointsBet hates it at -140. I'm sure this is why these are not on PrizePicks right now, because there is just not enough books playing it. The data points are pretty low. He's projected for 8 points today. He's gone over this in 4 straight games. Minutes are not really the same as they were in Brooklyn. Remember, LeBron's out one game, AD's out one game, so there's a lot of fluctuation in that lineup. But even if he's not giving you 40 points or 40 minutes, if he gets you around 21 to 22 minutes, he needs 7 points to get this over, 6 points to get the over. It's still a good spot for him. It's still a good spot for him. All right, let's look at Pascal Siakam's rebounds and assists. It's also possible that those lines are just too good to play on PrizePicks, and they're waiting for other books to bump it up, and then they'll put it on the board at the higher line. It's possible that's what the situation is. But let's look at Pascal's rebounds and assists at 11.5. He has gone over this in 80% of the games. Head-to-head matchup with the Lakers, he did go over this with 14. Matchup with the Lakers is a good one. Projected for 12.6 again, so that's 13. Round this up to 13. Let's take a look at the books. Over on FanDuel, split on DraftKings, BetMGM, and PointsBet. And then Caesars likes the over along with FanDuel. So not as unanimous as some other props are, but you still are getting some juice to the over on a few of these books. You want to take a look at his PRA as well. Minus 118, 108 is on FanDuel. DraftKings does not like the over. So under on DraftKings, under on PointsBet. If you can find this at 33.5, Caesars BetMGM has it. But if you can find this on the Pick'em site at 33.5, that is where you want to play it first. Then you can play it on PrizePicks. But the RA look real good. Like if you can't get this at 33.5, I like the RA. I think the RA is fine. It's going to get bumped up to 12, but 11.5 is a good line. All right, let's skip our ass on over to the Dallas and Sac game. We got Kyrie, Fox, and Doncic to take a look at in that game. Last game of the night, is it really? All right, we're gonna take a look at Fox points. Now his ass. The last time we were talking about his ass, he was chalking our taco slip. That son of a bitch. 2 out of the last 10 games. That game got out of hand real fast. That shit just snowballed. It's not the best game logs. 5 and 10 games. We don't even have to look at the last 5 games. They're right here. They're right here. Now head to head against the Dallas Mavs. 3 straight games this season, or 2 straight games this season, and then he hits that wall last game. He's only projected for 24 points today. You talk about bounce back spots all the time for players, like they're too good. For the most part, that's right. When you can find a player who's due for some positive regression, you definitely take the over. Fox is making me overthink that theory though, because these are all bounce back spots. Fucking bounce back already. He's not yet. I'm personally tired of playing his play, but at 25.5, this is still much lower than what we've seen his points at in the past. And he's averaging 27 points a game. So there's still that bounce back possibility. Honestly, I don't want to sweat this out, but odds on FanDuel minus 115 to the over, 111 to the under. Split on DraftKings and PointsBet. Caesars likes the under as Caesar likes the under at minus 121, and BetMGM likes the over. So you're still getting some positivity on these odds. You're just not getting heavy juice to the over. That's all. What about his first half? What about his first half points? Gross. I don't know what to do with this guy. I'm moving on. Let's talk about Kyrie. Rebounds and assists. Sitting at 9.5. Let's look at the odds here. I said rebounds and assists. Sitting at 9.5. Let's take a look at the odds here. Over on FanDuel, over on DraftKings, over on Caesars, over on BetMGM, and over on PointsBet. This is going to get bumped up to 10 probably within the next 15 seconds. Lock it in. When we take a look at Kyrie Irving's last 10 full game, you see he's gone over this in 60% of those games. Last 5 games, 80%. Missing it only against the Utah Jazz. Matchup is the same matchup it was last time. The same game, except this one is being played in Sac. So no changes here. Numbers against the Kings, 2 games. Oof, that was gross. But this game happened a few days ago. Projections are good. Odds are phenomenal. The matchup is there. History is there. Game logs are there. I like this one. It does check a lot of the boxes you look for. Doncic under rebounds, 10.5. Now, excuse me, Doncic under rebounds at 10. This one did get bumped down to 10. However, it's still higher than where books have it at 9.5. At 9.5, this one looks better for an over. However, when you bump it up to 10, you can see that he's giving you a lot of push. 10.5 is the line. If you can get this at 10.5, play the under, because he's like landing right at 10. Over his last 10 games, though, he has gone over this in 4, but he's still pushing that in 4 games, under in 2 games. 10 is that ugly number where push is heavy. At 10.5, you love it. It's just by the slimmest of margins, but 10 is the number that keeps it under. Play it at 10.5 if you can find it. If you can't find it at 10.5, you can still take a shot at 10. Play the under at 10. He's only projected for 10. So see, projections have him pushing. The game logs have him pushing. The odds love the under at 10.5. Every single one of these books. At 9.5, completely different story. So that was PrizePicks. Where is Doncic on underdog? He's at 10 rebounds. Yeah. Doncic first quarter points. It's at 7.5 on underdog. Speaking of first quarter points, our last stream on Wednesday, we talked about 2 first quarter point props. I don't know who asked about Kyle Lowry's 1.5 first quarter points, but we looked it up. That hit. And then we talked about Kelly Olynyk over 3.5 first quarter points. That hit. So I don't know if you played those. We talked about them on the stream. We threw them in the Discord. Those were fun. I'm just trying to find something as an alternate to Luka's rebound, since that line is no longer at the original number. 3-point made. We took the 3-pointers in the Discord on Wednesday, I think it was. Over. Was it 3.5 3-pointers? Yes, it was. -160 to go over. I don't know where you can find this. On underdog, it's at 4. I think it's in play at 4. For the reason I liked it when I looked at it and played it and shared it in the Discord, is the fact that he's averaging 11 3-point attempts per game in these 10 games. That is insane volume. He's making 4. If you can find this at 3.5, it's really in play. At 4, you can take a shot on it. He does need 5. He can get you 5, but man, 4 is him. At 3.5. That's the number right there. But I love that play. If you can find a 3-point attempt prop for him under 10, take the over on that one. All right. Last play to talk about. Paul George over PRA against the stingy Orlando Magic. 28.5 PRA. Eight out of his last 10, 4 out of his last 5. That equals 80% hit rates across the board. One game this year, 41 PRA for Paul George. We already know the matchup's gross. We looked at these matchups when we were looking at James Harden. He's projected for 30.5 PRA. We like the under on James Harden's rebounds and assists. these two props correlate, because if James Harden is not having an above average game and not grabbing rebounds and dishing assists, that helps Paul George. More for him to do. So you can look at those two as a correlation. I don't know if you want to play them in the same slip, but one does help the other one out. Projections look good. Game logs look good. Odds on this one look very strong across the board, except for Caesars and PointsBet. Don't know what to do. Well, Caesars doesn't know what to do with this. BetMGM likes the under. PointsBet over DraftKings, over FanDuel. Yeah, that one's solid. That one looks good. All right. It's like the over Kyrie Irving rebounds and assist. We also talked about if you like the over on his rebounds and assist, you could look to the over on his rebounds, sitting at 4.5. He is projected for 4.61, but just because the rebounds correlate with the rebounds and assists, so it's going to be hard for him to get 10 rebounds and assists without getting 4 to 5 rebounds. So if you think he can get you 5 rebounds, that's only going to help out his rebounds and assists. That's one way you can leverage those two plays. We also talked about Siakam over rebounds and assists. Doncic rebounds on the under, though this one has been bumped down. If you can find his 3-pointers made at 3.5, play it. 4, it's okay. 3-point attempts, I don't know if that line even exists, but if you find that one, anything under 10 3-pointers attempted in the game is in play. George over his rebound, PRA, and then Fox, I don't know what to do with this guy. This really just comes down to, you think, is today the bounce back game? If you have reservations, then play the under or stay away. He's definitely in a slump right now, like a big ass slump. Because of that, I'll mark it for the under. I'll go down with that ship. All right. Round 3, player props done. 1.5 live stream in the books. We have gone through, what, 30 player props today? About 30 player props today. Woo. 40 of you on the live stream. Appreciate y'all being here. What else we got here? Shy says, what about Devin Booker under 6.5 assists? You like the under on this one? DeAndre Ayton under 19.5 points. Love unders. It took me so long to get comfortable playing unders. You know when it flipped for me was last year during the finals. Playing Jimmy Butler unders in the finals was scary. And it just took one game where he did go under, and I was like, oh, wow, unders are a thing too. And then they became part of the process. So unders are there. Not everybody likes playing the unders, but it is 50% of your options. You can only go more or less. So it is factored in. GMAC, my play of the day is Wiggins over 6.5 rebounds and assists. I think it's too low. He's going to put in work. Oh, that one's definitely not on PrizePicks. Let's see if it's on Underdog. Yeah. So Underdog has it at 6.5. Let's pull it up on the board. Let's just throw his rebounds up there just just to mark a spot. Jesus says he took Fox Taco on a toothpick. Yeah, they did reboot him. They did reboot Fox. Yeah. That was a good move by them for sure. Divine says he's stamping Fox over 25 points. Paris likes the under on Fox PRA. Jesus, Nimhart over 9.5 points. He took it. Hopefully he pulls through. Well, let's see it. What else? What else? Who got removed? We like Jokic 3-pointers made. Jokic 3-pointers made. Oh, it's on Underdog. Jokic 3-pointers made in the playoffs is legit. I believe he was on that streak. Didn't he just hit a 3-pointer in every single game? He's a people talk about Jimmy Butler, like playoff Jimmy. There's playoff Jokic too. Like playoff Jokic is legit. I guess we're doing another round of player props. So let's go back to props.cash. And we're gonna zoom through these. Let's start in that Denver game. We haven't looked up any Denver props. We haven't looked up any Minnesota props. But let's look up Jokic threes. Just needs one. He just needs one. Back-to-back games. Numbers against Minnesota. Wow. I mean, these are playoff games, right? But this game happened about a week ago. A little over a week. Yeah, 3. This is the only projection of his that is green. Projected for 0.96, you would round it up. Minus 235 to go over. Minus 195 to go over. Minus 204. Look at all those odds. Look at all the odds in favor of the over for Jokic threes. This one is playable on Underdog. However, it is such a good prop that they did nerf it at a 0.8 payout rate. So a little lower. You want to take the over on his triple double prop. That's a 1.5x payout. He is projected for the double-double. Based off these numbers, he would need to get you 2 more assists for that triple-double. If you think he has 10 assists in his bag of tricks tonight, odds like it at minus 138. If you think he gets you 10 assists, I think the points will be there. I also think his rebounds will be there. It's on Underdog at 1.5x payout. All right. Booker, Ayton, Wiggins, and Nimhard. Devin Booker's assist sitting at 6.5. Looking at the under on this one. Versus OKC, this is last season. Last time they played, he did dish out 10. Wow. I love these. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It doesn't always work out like that, but sometimes the trend is, that's the trend. The next game played, he goes under. He is projected for 6.81 assists. Obviously, that's not the best strategy. Please don't use that for all your player props. It is interesting to track plays and just look at the trends that are set in those game logs. Odds like the under on FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM, and PointsBet. Not a whole lot to like about the over on this one, except for his projection, except for his projection here. Numbers against OKC one more time. The under does make sense. If you're a believer that, if you're a believer in these 9 assists per game, then you're looking at that 6.5 assists. Like, that's way too low. This one's going to get bumped down to 6, just like we saw with Bradley Beal's assist on Wednesday. It'll get bumped down to 6. And then at 6, you have a decision to make. You want to take the over on at 6? Because that's a little bit more appealing. All right, let's look at Wiggins rebounds and assists. Now, this one is available on Underdog, not PrizePicks, but it's 6.5 rebounds and assists. Feels low. -125 to go over on both. Caesars, BetMGM, and PointsBet likes it at -120. There is a little juice on them, but not that much for the under. Projected for 7. Back-to-back games of 7 or more. He has 6 games over his last 10 with 7 or more, and 3 out of his last 5 with 7 or more. His numbers against Charlotte, no games this year to speak of, but we do get positive odds. We get fairly positive game logs, and we're getting positive projection. The matchup with Charlotte couldn't be any better. You got a lot to like here for the over. 6.5, playable on Underdog, rebounds and assists for Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Nembhard. See how we just transitioned from one Andrew to the next? That was not on purpose. That shit just happened. All right. We're looking at his points at 9.5 today. 3 out of his last 5, he has crushed this with 15 or more, but then he has these games over here. Numbers against the Lakers, last time they played, he gave you 15. Matchup, good matchup. Point projection, positive 12 right there. Now the odds, FanDuel doesn't like it. DraftKings, BetMGM, and PointsBet, all 3 of them see it the same way. They like it at -120 with -110 to the under. And then Caesars also likes the over at -127. So 4 out of 5 books like the over on this one. Positive projections, positive matchup, positive history versus the Lakers, and not a bad 5-game log for Andrew Nembhard. Last play, DeAndre Ayton, under 19.5 points. This has bump written all over it. This will get bumped down to 19 or 18.5. 4 out of his last 5, he's gone over this one. Out of his last 10 games, he is playing very well. 8 out of his last 10. Numbers against the Miami Heat. 1 game this year, 12 points. Not too long ago. What, a month ago? He is projected for 19.8 points. He would round that up to 20. DraftKings at 19.5 likes the under. Caesars is split. BetMGM likes the over slightly. FanDuel loves it at 18.5, and PointsBet loves it at 18.5. These are not the best odds. Like, one really loves the under, one kind of likes the over, and then one is just like, I don't know what to do with this. Not the best. So you have to build your own case here. The matchup is terrible for him. Size advantage goes to him. Also, foul trouble goes to him. That's something he can also do is take himself out the game by just making dumb decisions and getting in foul trouble. Bam is a tough matchup as well. If Bam sits, I don't know why he would, but if he did sit, then this one looks different. But as of now, they're all healthy in Miami, so I feel like the under on Ayton is definitely in play. It's hard to look at this and say, under, really? Yes, under, really? Or stay away from it. Again, if you ever have reservations about a play, just stay away from it. Pick another play. All right. So the only one I'm going to take out is Jokic, because I don't want people thinking that we talked about his points and they're going to take the over. I only put him up there because I needed a placeholder to take a look at his threes. Also, the Wiggins play is really good at 6.5, but I got his rebounds up there. I'm just going to take a quick look at his rebound numbers for today. He needs 5 to push, 6 to go over. At 5.5, these are not the best numbers for him. At 5, they're okay. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna take this off the board, and I'll list him as whose play of the day was that? Who was Wiggins? Was that GMAC? I'll put it in the Discord as a play of the day, but I just don't want to confuse people with the wrong prop on the board. So that leaves us with 3. We got under Booker, under Ayton, and over Nembhard, and that's how we close it out. Boom. Woo. 4 player prop rounds in the books. That is definitely over 30 player props that we went over today. What's up, Seaver? Seaver Weaver. I can't unsee it. Every time I see your name, I'm like, I want to call you Weaver. There's going to be a free throw battle between Booker and Shea. Nurkic over first half. Let me get your question in there, Seaver. Nurkic over first half PRA. This shit got bumped. What was that, 12.5 last game? Damn. We'll look at this. We'll look at this player prop real quick. If I can find Phoenix. All right. So this is sitting at, no, I wish it was sitting at 12.5. 14.5 PRA. Who's sitting? Who got ruled out? What happened? Why is it such a huge difference between books? So it does mess with his game logs a little bit when you adjust it to 14.5, but it's still a 70% hit rate in his last 10 and a 60% hit rate in his last 5. Against the Thunder, he has 1 game, 2 games this year, 1 game this month. He got you 25 in the first half. Is it because SGA is doubtful that his numbers got bumped? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. If Chet Holmgren was doubtful, or that would make more sense, but I have no idea. But anyway, at 14.5, it is in play. And you do have the fact that he did just put up 25 in the first half against this team. Oh, so it was at 12.5. So it did open up at 12.5 on PrizePicks. Okay. I didn't know that. All right. I think we got everything in. I think we got it all in. So then let me let me do this. I'm going to delete that last screenshot that I took. And now I'm just going to do this. 1 and 2. Oh, redo that one. All right. Okay, why is it still showing the both of them being selected? Okay, finally got it right. All right. Whoo. All right, that's gonna do it. An hour and 46 minutes on a live stream. We ran through, I don't even know, close to 40 player props in today's live stream. We'll be back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. on a Saturday. New schedule, well, new-ish schedule. I started doing the Saturday live streams for a couple of reasons. Number one, Thursdays, I like to take the day off now. Gives me a nice break in the middle of the week, but also being active on the weekend keeps me in contact with you all, so it doesn't feel like forever when we resume on Monday. So this just more consistent content and communication on the stream. But that's it. Happy Friday, everybody. If you lasted this long, thank you so much. Consider subbing up to the channel. It does mean a ton to me. Hit that like button on your way out. Consider sharing this channel with somebody you know. Also, make sure your notification icons are clicked so that you don't miss out on the next live stream. Earlier today, we talked about the Discord updates. Premium Discord is now up and running. The previous Discord, the free player prop Discord, is still up, but there is very little left in that apartment, just the walls and maybe like a can of cheese or something in the cupboard, or I don't know. Is there such thing as canned cheese? A bottle of Cheese Whiz? Yeah, we're cleaning out that, and we've moved over to the premium Discord. In the announcements page in the free Discord, there is information on how to join the premium Discord, what's available to you, and then if you want to join and get access to everything, what those steps are. So be sure to check that out. I threw the link in the chat as well. But we're excited about the premium Discord. We're excited about growing it. And we're excited to continue to provide badass content and player props and profit with each and every one of you. So that's it. Best of luck to you all. I hope all of your player props respect the damn coin. Once again, we'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. with another live player prop talk. I hope we got maximum profits to talk about, minimal turds to discuss, and have a good old time tomorrow, as we'll have more baseball, more NBA to talk about. All right. Appreciate every single one of y'all joining the stream. And until tomorrow's live stream, Chavez is out.